judges. Thank you.
Good, how are you? Are you here for fun or
Of course I am. Would you like some help? Hello.
right now? Oh yeah, around there. And then those will go off on the side, right?
Congratulations to all the filmmakers. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the filmmakers. Wonderful show.
Woohoo.
Congratulations,
Sarah.
And we have our judges, who I'm going to introduce in a minute. First thing I'd like to welcome, where's Divine? Divine, would you stand up or over here? He is the chair of the MCOM department. So he's funding a lot of this, so we're very grateful. My wife Judy over here, Miss Promotion herself, all right? My son Sammy, he gives up his office when I teach online. Where's Sammy?
He'll be right here.
Oh, he's here someplace. But anyway, he gives up his office for me, so I got to thank him. Aside from the judges, are there any alum here? Any alum? You want to stand up? Any alum? No alum? Okay.
Me.
One. And then all of the filmmakers, we'll give you accolades later, but every filmmaker for every film, would you guys stand up? Let's give them a hand. I think there are more here, but some of them are hidden in the crowd. We'll show you. Okay. Very good. All right, so I'm going to introduce the show, explain how it goes. Then I'm going to hand it over to Scott. I'll introduce him, and he will MC the event, okay? First order of business are our judges. And you can read their bios. So I'll just briefly say something about them that's probably not in the notes, because I know them well, and but I won't embarrass them, I hope. Anyway, Stephen, would you stand up? So, all right, so this is Stephen Britt, and before the event, we can read his bio in there, but before the event I said, man, are you done with your film? He says, yeah, we wrapped, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. I said, wow, you've been working on that for 2 months. He goes, nope, 6 months. So, Super
Seems
Anon.
like a lot longer.
Yeah, Super Anon is his film. We might, at the end of the night, if we have time, I'm not sure, we might show a trailer for it, but anyway, he's a judge for me before, he's taught here before, he's got loads of experience. He's a shooter, writer, editor, producer, and director all in one, so thank you for being here. With Madison and Ben, if you don't mind, would you stand up together? So you can read their bios. They have an award-winning film out right now, How Tall is Jeffrey? They've been involved with Crazy Eights, which is a local Vancouver film competition, where you make a film, I guess, 8 days or something, right? We produce, write, and direct and all that, so they've been in that. They're on the short film circuit, winning awards. But a piece of trivia you don't know is they took all my film production courses and they met in one of them, and now they're happily married.
Woo!
So thank you. And I don't think you guys ever did a romantic comedy, but their life has become a romantic comedy, we hope, and not a romantic tragedy or drama. So, and they're alum. This is the first time we've had alum as judges, so we're very grateful, and thank you guys for coming. And the last judge, Jan, would you stand up? Jan, if you look at his bio, this guy's amazing. 100 films he's done. He's worked with Robert Altman. You can see the list of Mr. T, if you remember Mr. T with the golden stuff. I mean, Reefer Madness, but we won't go there. We'll save that for a private discussion.
But it's a movie musical. Come on.
Just joking. But here's a piece of trivia about Jan. You would never know. And I remember this when I met him. He's a very devout Christian. He's very sincere about his faith. And we were talking about his career. Jan, you probably don't even remember this. You can sit if you want, but you probably don't remember this conversation. But I remember it vividly. And, Jan said to me, you know, Ned, my career probably would have been different. I mean, it's a great career, but maybe even greater. But I turned down Steven Soderbergh for a film called Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Because he looked at the script and in his Christian conscience, he didn't, do you remember that conversation that we had, yeah? He remembers it, he remembers the event vividly, I'm sure. But he turned down that script, which went on to make big accolades for Soderbergh and for people involved with it. It's a very famous film. And it could have maybe opened more doors, you never know, right? But out of integrity, he didn't do that film. And so I've always respected that about Jan. And so right now he's involved with a children's TV production that he's going to be the director of, and cinematography and all that stuff. But anyway, he's a wealth of experience. He's also come and helped on a horror film my students did years ago. And he, back in the day, he got $1 million worth of lighting and camera gear from White's and a company out of LA, out of Vancouver. So Jan's a great supporter and I love him, and I'm just so grateful that he's here tonight, okay? So you can read their bios over here. All right, so let me just briefly tell you how it's going to go. I'm going to introduce Scott. Scott's going to tell you more stuff. But when the films are going to be rolling, there'll be about maybe a minute. I got the magic button here, so if everything goes well. Oh, where's Greg, by the way? Is Greg, the guy up there, raise your hand. Just give this guy a great hand, all right? He's vision. He's put the show. I know, look at Jordan. Jordan, raise your hand. He's our sound. And then Chris and David in the back. Those are two more tech wizards. So these guys are responsible for what you're going to see here tonight. And we had Murphy's Law, and Joe, you know, we were talking about it. It happens all the time. We had technical stuff before the start of the event during rehearsals this afternoon, but I think everything's going well. It should go well. So there'll be about 40, 50 seconds of black between. That's for the judges to be able to make notes if they want, because they're going to be judging best editor, you know, best screenplay, performance, and cinematography, best picture, and all that. Also for you guys, if you need to make notes, you can put them on your cell phone. The films that you think, because the audience, you will get to choose tonight the audience favorite award, and that will all be done at the end of the evening, okay? So that's going to be the process. There'll be an intermission, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I hope, please stick around so we can really reward the filmmakers, and you'll see how that goes. So let me now introduce Scott, all right? Now, one thing you don't know about Scott, oh, he's got a bag of stuff. Oh yeah, there's a bag of goodies. That's coming in a few minutes. What you don't know about Scott, he's Italian. But he's also a wizard at so many, he's worn so many hats, and during COVID, he almost single-handedly kept Trinity Western afloat. I'm embellishing this because he's my dean. I want to get a raise from him. But anyway.
This is the fiction.
No, but he was totally instrumental at developing global and online thing. He's worn so many wonderful hats. He comes to the University of Washington. He's won student film awards for when he was an undergrad. And now he's the interim dean, which means hopefully he'll be the permanent one coming up, but that's just a step along the way. Did I tell you that he's Italian? And then also, it's a joke. I was going to do a third one, but anyway, he's a big espresso guy. I'm an espresso guy, so we got simpatico that way. And so anyway, Scott's a great cook. His grandmother stories, unbelievable grandma stories. Maybe he'll pop one on you tonight, I don't know. Anyway, I just want to welcome Scott. Would you come up and you can take over? He's going to MC this event. Thank you.
Hey, Ned. Big hand for Ned. Big hand for Ned. Now, and also, I know Ned did this, but I got to do it again. And we'll save the applause, but, you know, with Chris and David and Jordan and Greg and Jacob, I want everyone to stand up, turn around, and give them a clap, because they're the reason, right? On the count of three. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's hear it. Look, 1, 2, 3. Now, while you're up, is Mr. Robbie Down still in the house? Well, we're going to give him thanks for the wonderful music. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Great. The name of this festival, Cinergy, cinema, movement. I want you to close your eyes, but before you do, think about in your mind's eye, right? We're going to be sitting before a flickering light. We're going to be sharing in ritual corn. Right? The amazing sense of being in community, being able to experience these filmmakers who have put their heart, soul, sweat, and many, 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 many hours into these productions. So hold that. But as you hold in your mind's eye, close your eyes, and I want you to think back. Is there a film that you saw, or what is the film that had that deepest imprint, that deepest impact on you? Hold that film in your mind's eye. And we're going to begin to think about why. The cinematography, the direction, the characters, the story, the effects. What is it about that overall experience? And hold that in your mind's eye. For me, I was in 4th grade. And the film Benji. Anyone know the film Benji? Yeah, I just dated myself, right? Benji and the film Escape to Witch Mountain was a double feature at the Mesa Theater. It was a Saturday. I had earned $3.50 over the course of the year, and I told my mom Saturday morning, "Mom, I'm going to the movies." And she said, "Oh, okay." And then I actually walked 2 miles up Newport Boulevard and made it to the Mesa Theater. And it was the first film that I actually went to by myself on my own, which was a great experience. Problem is, I tend to push things. And after that double screening, the movie Jaws was playing. And I snuck into Jaws. And let me tell you, there is retribution. There is consequences to the choices that we make. I should not have seen Jaws as a 4th grader. I mean, it messed me up, and I knew I shouldn't have done it. And then I walk home, and there's police cars in the front yard of our house. They were out looking for me because I had gone missing for that whole afternoon, and no one knew where I was. And I said, "Mom, I told you I was going to the movies." And she goes, "You did?" I said, "I did." And what they learned is, when I say I'm going to do something, I do something. The next day was Sunday. My father was a youth minister at Melody Land, which is a church in Southern California. And in the youth group, they had a screening of the film A Thief in the Night. How many of you seen that film? That's even more disturbing than Jaws. That film thoroughly messed me up, and I'm still seeking help for that one. So, who knows, one of the films we see tonight, one of these filmmakers may bring something forth that's going to be a deep impact into that primordial sound and light box of our souls. That's what we hope for. And we know that you all are just beginning your careers. You've got some wise folks to learn from here, and we're looking to experience that. So we are the School of Art, Media, and Culture. And all this month, we're celebrating a festival of art, media, and culture. And if you haven't seen it, we have a whole set of events going on. Cinergy tonight, jazz night tomorrow night, vignettes, writing on Thursday night, gardens, senior studio. Oh, I'm sure there's more, and I'm probably, the 24-hour theater production. Lots of cool and groovy things going on to celebrate. And for those of you who are part of the School Art, Media, and Culture, on Thursday at 1:30 in Freedom Hall, we're going to actually have a Celebrate event. Come through, and we're going to be giving away ice cream sandwiches, because they're my favorite food. I think it hits all the major food groups. And we're going to celebrate the careers of some of our folks who are retiring, and celebrate the academic careers of our seniors moving on. So I'm working on a little note here as we wind up. I want to run this past you, because this really hasn't been put into the public. Because I think the School of Art, Media, and Culture could be not only a regional, national, but a global significant player in contributing to the creative practice in the region. So I'm thinking SAMC is a place for faith-fueled creativity to flourish, where we call to create responsibly and redemptively, opening ourselves up to the reality and the presence of grace beyond ourselves, inch by inch, step by step, line by line, frame by frame, note by note, stage by stage, beat by beat, and shine by shine. Tonight is all about letting our light shine. So let's bring it forth. Our first film is going to go. Let's let that light shine. Camera, action.
Here, kind of winding through the interior and going to Calgary and Edmonton. Those dates are posted on my website.
Scott is going to read off. He'll get the ballots. So if you can pass him the ballots, guys. He already knows what the audience favorite is. We need the QR code on that. So put
Nice
them in
job.
order.
Love.
So these aren't in order.
Right, there we go, there we go. Okay, so the first category we're gonna go with is Best Performance Female, and the winner is Mia. Just give us one. Hang on one second. Did someone have some comments that they wanted to
I
make?
can comment on them both at the same
Yeah, do
time.
the male, and then they'll talk about
Oh, do the
both.
male. The
Yeah.
best performance for a male, Sebastian.
Ben.
I guess they're so deep into their characters that they're not here. They're still playing their characters. Yeah, we chose them. We thought they gave the most honest, sympathetic performances out of the bunch, and I thought the story was really driven by their performances and how they played off each other, and we thought it was really powerful.
Good job. Thank you so much. Standing. Boom! There you go. Drop the mic. Picasso is the winner.
Steve is going to comment.
Make a comment. Yeah.
Good work.
I've been editing for a long time. And the whole secret is to be invisible. We were so taken by the story, we didn't notice any of the editing, and that's what makes the best editing, actually. A lot of the other ones, you could see things happening, you'd see a cut here, you'd see a cut there, and it takes you out of the story if it's not done effectively. You want to cut in such a way you don't cut exactly on the dialogue, because then it looks like you're hitting the downbeat every time. So you want to make sure that, that you're cutting in such a way that your cuts kind of disappear, but you still tell the story. And you guys accomplished that very well.
She knows the secret of J and L cuts, this lady.
J and L cuts, yes.
Congratulations.
All right. Next award for the eye. Best cinematography. Drum roll, please. Go sweating. And you wanted to leave. Come on down. And we're going to hear some comments.
Good work, guys.
Stay right there.
We found there was a lot of good cinematography in different areas of all of the films, but the one thing I found here is a lot of imagination, creativity, and a lot of consistency. And there was no one else that did almost a 360 shot, and not only did you do that, but there was a reason behind it, which is what really made that an interesting shot, because you didn't notice it, but it took you into the story.
In case you didn't know, that was the kitchen when she was in there making the food for her sister, right?
That's one of the shots I usually don't like to see, but you did it well.
Because I'm giving these away and I'm not going to remember them. So,
Congratulations.
woo woo! I'll give it up to the writers. Best screenplay. Here we go. Drum roll. And Just Ask Alice. Through the window. Through the window. Best screenplay.
And for Jax.
Congratulations.
With Through the Window, what we really loved with the we could totally see a famous comedian performing in this. It really came through. The story was funny and interesting, and you didn't quite know where it was going to go. So it was just a joy to witness and partake in that.
We're down to three. We're down to three. Best directing. Drum roll. There we go. Don't let it in. Boom. Almost as creepy as A Thief in the Night.
Go ahead, Jan.
Yeah, as far as being true to a genre, I think you made it. And yeah, and as far as your theme too, it really carried through. It worked really well. And there was only 1 or 2 times when I got jumpy in my seat. So. Well done, and great sound as well. Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Okay, next slide.
I'll make a comment after. Dave.
Okay. Audience favorite award. So this is the deliberation. Well, the judges, when they're steaming up, the audience, they were like, throwing down. But here we go. The audience award, drum roll. Oh yeah, here we go. Through the window, audience award. And just for recognition, the folks who were in the movie or had a role in it, stand up too.
Jax, Jax, you wrote it. Come on, stand up. You had a role.
Any comments? Oh, no, that's from us.
Yeah. We liked it.
Well, the audience speaks loudly. There we go. Okay. And the last one, right here. Best picture. I want the drum roll from everybody. Yeah. Double time. Okay, here we go. And the best picture is The Wish.
The thing about a film is it's all kinds of alchemy working together, and there's a lot of moving parts, as you guys all know, that some which work, some which don't. To get them to all work together and to make a film that feels like a film and doesn't feel like a bunch of pieces, that's an accomplishment. We thought there was a lot of options here. There was a lot of discussion about this, but we felt that what happened was that The Wish accomplished what it set out to do, which is very important. And it also felt like a film. We were never taken out of it during the screening, and that's important to do. So, best picture for The Wish. Best picture for The Wish. Get their award someday.
Once again, big claps for all the filmmakers.
I'm just going to make a quick couple comments. So on that night, Chris, stand up. Where's Chris? Chris, where are you? Oh, he's in the back up there. Okay. So Chris has been with me for 4 years, and so he had 2 films in here. The first one, he really likes film noir, but over the course of his career, he's morphed probably on the horror side. I think his middle name isn't it Christopher? Intensity, isn't that your middle name? Right? So he really loves to get intense filmmaking, and that's probably part of the reason that he won the award for that one. Through the window. So Jax, would you stand up? So Jax is a student of mine, not from Trinity Western, but in my screenplay consulting, and she's been with me, 3-4 years now?
Oh, probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5. She started out literally all over the map, probably still does it that way. She knows what I'm talking about. But she has won, how many festival and screenplay awards in the last couple of years? How many have you won?
I forget. It's at least 20.
She's won 20, so that's 21. So she's very, very talented. She's working out of between Mexico, Canada, right, and got a multi-picture deal going on. And she was extremely generous. And Tori, where are you? She was very smart to take advantage. I asked Jax, can you send some of your short screenplays to be made for the students? Tori was the only one that picked it up, and she really loved it, and I hope you liked her
I think she
interpretation.
did a great job.
All right, so anyway, between the synergy of those two, that was great.
Synergy.
Yeah, that's what synergy really is supposed to be a S. It always, whenever I dictate, it always puts S, right? S-Y-N, right? Okay, where's Ella with What's the Risk over here? Ella is an extraordinarily, for a first-time filmmaker, really, I mean, in essence, she discovered herself as a filmmaker. And for some bizarre reason, next year we're going to go to 4K. On a smaller screen, her work is exquisite. Her sense of color, she's a professional photographer. She has a certain design that she does, and it just didn't play. I don't know if it's ugly, this projector. Let's pray the school gets a better projector. But her films are extraordinary in the subtlety of what she does with color, and she did something a little different. She also did the Robbie Down, so I'll do that one. What I really liked, especially about Robbie Down, was, where's Robbie? Is he still here? Yeah. Oh, good. What I really liked was on Robbie's dimension as the artist, his ability to articulate the creative process. I teach rhetoric in the old days, and I meet philosophers, I meet scientists, I meet poets. I always ask, what is your creative process? And I thought you were extremely articulate at how you go about doing that. And that reflects back to Ella. God bless her. That was her first documentary, I believe, wasn't it? Right? And look how professional that was. And she was able to capture the art of creativity through an artist expressing creativity. You have no idea how hard that is to do. That is an exquisitely done documentary. So I applaud you and her. I'll say one other thing about Ella. I said to her, Ella, you got a great look. Why don't you try acting? No. She turned red. But I'm so glad she did, because she was in a bunch of movies, even ones not screened tonight. But anyway, I'm really grateful that you are open. All my students are open to learn. And those are the ones that make it. They're the ones that are like, I'll get to Sarah in a minute, but that openness is where creativity happens, where God's talent can really shine forth, and when you don't put it under a bushel. Where's my wedding, ghost wedding people? What I love, I get a lot of international students. I teach international cinema. What I love about international cinema is a different syntax from what I call the syntax, or the way movies are made, different from Hollywood. And this was an extraordinary film, probably speaking more to the Chinese culture, because they opened my eyes to this. This is a phenomenon that happens in China. When someone dies, you literally take their photo and you're still married to that person after death. And I asked them after, in all those red markings that were on the bed and on the wall, that symbolizes, this is both the happy sadness of, it symbolizes wedding, but also happy and sadness combined. So that film was extraordinary on the level of, and I've seen probably about 150 different countries, all right, because I specialize in international cinema. That was extraordinary to teach me something I've never seen. And I've screened and taught a lot of Chinese films from China. So anyway, great job, ladies, great job. You captured that. Robbie Down I've talked about. Chris, the horror guy, he's really gotten into horror. He is a really good, you guys picked it up, the sound design, it was more subtle. And that father's voice, I don't know what the heck happened and why it should have not been that bassy, because, I don't know. Well, put some money into this stuff here. But that is not hokey. That voice.
We're now turning into a fundraiser.
All right.
We're not leaving that door until we break. No.
This guy, I refer to Scott as Mr. Moneybags now, so that's his job, right? Okay, last one, Picasso. Sarah, God bless you. That was an exquisite film at so many different levels. Sarah had another film I couldn't put in because we would have gone over 2 hours, and it was another 17-minute extravaganza, so maybe that'll screen next year. But she has wonderful talent, and so you really pulled that together. Give Mia a hug for me. Mia's an outstanding creative artist. She's taken a bit of a gap year. That's probably why she's not here. But just tell her I totally appreciate it. She creates magical cinema. Maybe we'll get a film of hers next year. Last pump job, and he'll do it too, is next year is the 20th anniversary of Cinergy. We hope to have it even bigger and better, but that's up to the students. Let's pray we get good films. So in my notes, I said, this is like Bordeaux. I can't tell, you know, is this a good season? So do you guys think this was a good season or a vintage season for French? Lastly, I will thank my beautiful judges for coming.
I got trapped up here.
Oh. Anyway, these guys are wonderful. They travel a long way to get here. They have great knowledge and great support from you, Scott. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ned. Thank you, and we pray for deep care, bold love, and continued engaged community as we go forth and just try to continue creating in your name and honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, going up.